Welcome to Free Fall RC Podcast.
All right, welcome to another episode of Free Fall RC Podcast. I'm Steve, and here with me is Kevin.
Hey now, guys.
And Iaen.
Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, wait, hey now.
Oh, man, we got two hey nows now. All right. This is episode 318, Buyer Beware. All right. Let's catch up with everyone's week since I'm here now. Who wants to go first?
Not me.
I'll go first.
All right.
Let's see. Wednesday after the show, I was at the car lot, went back there, kind of got started on some more of the paperwork and everything like that, and had gotten a deal kind of struck. I got the vehicle pretty much held for me. And on my way back from the car lot, I get a text message from Mike D. He's like, "Dude, do you ever check your mail?" It's like, "What? Why?" And he's like, "I sent you something that's been chilling in your box for like a day." And it's like, "Oh, well, I only check my mail like a couple, few times a week."
What?
So I race home, check the mailbox, and I get a package, and it's like, it's like one of those little plastic packages, you can send shit in. And yeah. He literally sent me elephant shit through the fucking U.S. Postal Service. It was like, I texted him back. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" He's like, "Did you seriously send me shit?" And he's just like, "Well, to be exact, it's elephant shit." And it's like, "Oh, well, thanks."
Did you open it?
Why?
I have no idea. It's in a fucking Ziploc bag. It probably had a play off of when he sent that package to Kevin, it said, what could be shit.
Poop. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe poop.
Maybe poop,
Yeah.
but you actually got poop.
You actually got poop.
Yeah, I actually
That's
got
pretty
poop.
gross.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I didn't open it.
Oh.
It's sitting on my patio.
Why is it even sitting on your patio?
I have no idea. I haven't been home much.
It's just sitting on my patio.
You gonna light it on fire and let someone stomp it
No,
out? Or
I was
something?
just
What
trying
you
to
doing,
decide to who to send it to next.
Sam?
That's funny as hell.
Damn.
But
Nobody send me shit. Literally. Do not send me shit. I will disown you for the rest of your life.
Oh boy.
duly
That is
noted.
not something.
Is that all it's gonna take?
Shit. No. You can just
Let me go-
say,
let me go to-
I'm going to send you shit. I'm like, bye.
Howtosendpoop.com.
I will
Right.
seriously not talk to someone if they send me shit. That is not, that is gross. That is too far, dude. I would not, I don't know.
Oh my god. I knowing Mike D, he's notorious for those gags. What was the gag
Yeah.
gift I got from Spring
It's
Fling?
not
It
even
was
that. Like, the problem is, like, my wife will open it or my daughter will pick it up from the mailbox.
Oh,
Not even
yeah.
me.
And then-
true.
They might open it thinking it's
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
But no, like I have one of those mailboxes you have to go up to like a certain point and they got like the mailboxes all set up and you got a key
Okay.
and everything. So it's all good on as far as that, but I just took it as another gag gift from Mike D. Let's see. I was off Wednesday. I worked pretty much all the way up until Monday. I did like 4 doubles, and in the middle of those doubles, I was on Discord. Had a good time as always. Chris Rybert showed up, and quite a few others.
Nice.
Just hung out, had a good time, and pretty much fast forward all the way till today because who wants to hear about me at work? But I ended up picking up the Honda, and surprisingly enough, I had to play a little bit of hardball because I noticed a problem. Like, I had gotten there, I was gonna go check out the car since they had detailed it and everything, because it literally rolled up on the lot as I was checking out cars. They had gotten a new hood and resprayed that hood to match and everything. And I noticed right out the gate, I was walking up to it, the passenger side front wheel, you can tell the camber was just off by a little bit. And of course, it's like that doesn't seem right. I mean, you can hear a little bit of strut noise, but it's like it wasn't really enough to alarm me. But when I seen that, it's like okay, something's up. Had them take a look at it. They tried, telling me, oh, there's no problems, everything's tight, and blah yada yada yada. Well, I had somebody tell me when looking at it, they discovered that the strut is bent. So I pressed the issue, and I had to just straight up tell them, it's like, look, if you don't fix it, I'm taking my money and I'm going elsewhere. And ultimately, they fixed it. It drives great, and just on the trip back, I can already tell that I'm saving a lot in gas. I mean, the Jeep in town, it's an absolute pig. I mean, it needs a tune up and all that stuff.
Oh, and you
So,
also got that stupid thing on top.
oh
That gives you,
no.
like negative 10 miles per gallon right there.
Fucking gallon a mile.
Yeah, dude, I had that light bar on my Jeep over the windshield, and that robbed me of, I think it was a mile.
At least one or two, a couple of MPGs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I switched out the tires, I mean, easily without the topper. I mean, this is before I even had the topper on there. I just had regular, stock like tires on it and everything. I mean, I was getting like close to like 21 on the highway. So it's like, right now, if I was to take the topper off and, just be rolling on the ATs that I've got on there, I'll probably getting like 17 at best.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pig.
About what my truck gets. My truck gets about like 17 to 20, depending on how heavy footed I am.
Oh yeah, well, we all know your foot's heavy.
Yeah, so it's usually around that 17 mark.
But yeah, as far as that's everything I've got going on. I didn't get any flying done, so somebody please rescue us.
Steve, you gonna rescue us?
Congrats on the car, man. Congrats on the car.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah,
we're gonna have Andy rescue us.
What the hell, Andy?
I forgot he's not here.
What the hell, Andy?
I guess I could go.
All right.
Yeah. So I kind of break things up into purchase, fly, and built, and wrenched. So I did purchase CGY 755 with the programmer. People are like, "What? Why'd you get a 755?" For people who know CGY, because I'm swapping with a 760 with Rich Sowers. He has a brand new 760, but he flies Jetty, so he doesn't need the built-in RX. He usually opens it up and removes the antennas. So I was like, "Oh, let me buy that off you." He's like, "Well, buy the 755 and I'll swap. So it'll save you a little bit of money, and you can get the programmer with it since you need to get the programmer." So I was like, "All right." So I did that. I think it was like $400, and I got some coupon deal or something. So it came out to be a little bit less than that, like $380 or something shipped to my house. Yeah, I got it. I ordered on where I ordered from Heli Direct, and yeah, I got it like a couple days after I ordered it. So it's all good. It's sitting right here, and it's gonna be probably the second Flybros unit I put on that helicopter. I'm gonna be going with the Spirit first to try that out. But anyways, besides that, I also did buy a motor for that Bixler plane that I got on that sale.
Yeah.
And so I ordered I tried to look on Hobby King's site to get like the Bixler 2 motor, and like, I don't know, they didn't have it in stock, and it was like, it was just pain in the butt. So I remember you saying, Kevin, saying it's like, oh, it's the 1400-ish kV. So I just found a 2212 1400 kV on eBay, and I ordered it. It was like $8. So it's like some cheap knockoff motor, Chinese motor, but whatever. It'll be fine for the Bixler for a cheap Chinese plane. So yeah, I got that. And what else did I order? I did also order some parts for the Raw 700 Nitro HD that I'm going to be building up. So I need to get a clutch stack because the one I had was kind of, I stripped the screws out. I'll be honest. I couldn't get it apart. I stripped the screws out. So I was like, I'll just buy a new one. It's not a problem. So it was kind of raggedy anyways, the old one I had. But with that, I also ordered some switch rotor blades. So I got another set of 713s and a set of 603s to replace the ones I crashed when I crashed my Kraken 580 a while back. Also got me a new camera. It's Oh, you can't see it in this thing because it's black. But it's a GoPro Max. It's a 3D camera. 360 camera, I should say. Not 3D.
Nice.
360.
Okay.
So, the reason
Cool,
I
man.
got it is I wanted to just, because I got that Mavic Air to kind of get some B-roll shots and stuff, and I had an idea of like, well, I'm just gonna put this camera out on the field. I'm just gonna fly around it.
Right.
Maybe I'll get some cool shots. Maybe it'll look cool. Maybe I'll do like a hurricane around it, and just have the camera following the helicopter around around itself. So I bought one and I was trying it out, and I got a couple footage on my my YouTube channel with it. It's kind of cool. It's a camera. It's cool.
It's a camera.
Oh,
And it's what you do with it, I guess, right? That matters. But
Right.
yeah. I do have a. I have it here. Oh yeah, here. So it's kind of gonna be weird, but I do have this mount that goes on a 35 millimeter boom or 32, depending on this little grommet thing in here. Which means I can actually mount this on my RAW if I wanted to on the tail boom.
Oh, jeez.
So I think I'm gonna stick it in this little case just in case if it falls off or gets hit, protect it a little bit. It's like a little clear case for it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just stick this camera in there and clamp it to my boom, probably towards the front of the heli, just because I don't want to, mess up the CG by putting it in the middle of the boom or something weird like that. And maybe I could see like the swash plate move, and also like when I'm rolling or doing flips, I could keep the world like the horizon level, and all you see is the helicopter flipping. It would look pretty cool, I think. So that's one of the things I do want to try, but it is a little bit big and bulky, so we'll see how that goes. It might fall off. I don't know. I might crash the heli. Who knows?
Well, I was gonna say you might want to make sure it's tight because I noticed that where the actual bracket is and the camera mount itself, it looks like it might be loose. So you might want to stiffen that up.
Oh no,
quite a bit.
there's no bolt in there. That's why. There's supposed to be a bolt
Gotcha.
in there. Yeah, it's the mount bolt that you gotta put in
Yeah.
there to mount it. But yeah, it'll be tightened up and clamped down pretty good. But we'll see. Yeah, I'll try.
Hell yeah.
Beyond that, I did fly on Sunday. Now, originally I wasn't gonna go to Amps. I wanted to, but I couldn't make it to Amps. But I was gonna do Jimmy Buller's gonna have like a little cookout on Saturday. I was supposed to go to that, but obviously I broke a rib and I wasn't gonna drive 3 hours each way.
Yeah. You
in
didn't
a car.
explain that, how you broke a rib.
Oh yeah, I'll get into that.
Okay.
But instead, I got a chance to go on Sunday. I was feeling well enough, so I got a couple flights in on the Nitro, Raw 700 Nitro, and then Kraken 580 Nitro. And then I flew a whole bunch on the 700 Raw. And on my last flight, I did record that flight, and I tried to do an auto, and I almost did it. I crashed a little at the end. But not.
Yeah,
a
you
big
did
deal.
good though.
It tipped over a
Yeah.
little.
I don't know if I would have turned those in, but that was what threw me at the end. But it looked like you were doing fine, man. And then I sent you a message about maybe less forward and more like 45
Yeah.
coming down.
So the reason why I went nose in because the wind was coming from my back left. So I didn't want to go down and tail,
Yeah.
so I wanted to go nose and like nose.
Oh,
it
I
in.
see. And try. Yeah.
Yeah. So but yeah, it's not the end of the world. The video is on my YouTube channel, so if folks want to check it out. It's actually a really good flight, besides the botched auto. At least I think it's a really good flight because it was all low head speed, all 1700, and like I kind of like it there. It's by bank one, and I could do pretty much any maneuver I normally do except for my weird like TikToks where I go like that. That I can't keep it in the air; it falls out of the air too quickly. But yeah, I really had a good time flying on Sunday, and really I kind of banged out like I was by myself, so I banged out like 8 flights within an hour and 20 minutes, like
Damn.
back-to-back flights, just one after another. Get the music going, and I was just putting some flights in and getting some good, stick time in. So that was great.
Nice.
Yeah, let's rewind to a little bit last week why I missed the show, huh? So right after work, I've been doing some work in the attic. I've been putting some flooring down to expand the closet so I could have a little bit more storage room up there. and I started building up like the walls for the closet. And there was a gap that was probably about a 1 foot by 2 foot gap that did not have flooring down. That was like a gap, a rafter beam, and then another gap, and then there was like a vent, a return duct for the AC system. And I put the flooring down and I built up the wall for the closet in there, and I kind of got it all set up. And I was like, cool. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ventilation channels in the on the underneath the roof sheeting so I can put insulation in. And as I'm doing that, I did a whole section, blah blah blah, just bang through it. And this is right before the podcast. So I had like a couple more pieces left, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just hurry up and finish this. And of course, that's the last one before I hurt myself. Was I was kind of stapling it up, and it was right behind me was the two spots that was not covered in the floor. So as I'm stapling,
Ugh.
I step back
Oh,
right
man.
into it. My left foot goes in the right of the two holes. So then now there's a rafter. So my left foot goes in, my side hits the rafter. It knocks the wind out of me. I'm in a lot of pain. It was, falling and landing on your ribs, not on just on your ribs and your back is not a good thing.
No.
And so I was still on the attic with just my foot through. So I just kind of like picked my foot up, kind of fetaled and like rolled over my back, and I was just like trying to catch my breath. Like, it's been forever since I had the wind knocked out of my breath. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe in my 20s, like 20 years
Right.
ago.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really say when it was last, but yeah. That was literally like 7:50 before our 8 o'clock record. My wife's like frantically, what happened? What happened? Coming upstairs. She helps me get up. I'm like, I don't know if I should go to the hospital or not. Like, let me catch my breath first. Let me just kind of assess my, the pain and everything situation after a couple of minutes. Came down to my bedroom, and I kind of just laid down on the floor, and laying down on the floor, it hurt, but it was like, okay. I had short breath because like I couldn't take deep breaths because it hurt too much. I was like,
Right.
but I'm breathing, and like, I don't think I'm that bad. So my wife's like, okay, if you don't want to go to the hospital, just sleep it off right now. And I'm like, where's my phone? Guys, I can't make it. I hurt myself. and then I passed out, like, soon after. Come the next day, I was like, okay, this is sore. It hurts. Getting up really hurt. But like, I was like, okay, I'll take some Advil, and it kind of felt better, and it was kind of okay. And then, I took the day off. The next day, it was like, oh, this thing, it hurts a lot. And then like, trying to get up from bed, like it got so stiff that it would hurt so much that I was just like, I took an oxycodone. I took an oxy, and I was
wow.
like, fuck this. I'm going to the hospital. So I went to Patient First, which is like a Med Express type of place. They do X-rays there, so I was like, it'll be faster and cheaper for me to just go there and get an X-ray than to go like to the emergency room, wait, and then like pay the $500 deductible for emergency room and all this shit. Like, I was just like, let me just do that. And if they do recommend me going to the emergency room, I can do that. They took an X-ray. My 8th rib has a fracture. I broke my 8th rib, and I have a whole bunch of bruising in my back, kidney area, that side. But that's it, really.
Jeez, dude.
So, yeah. Today was actually the first day. So after that, I've been taking Advil like every, 4 to 6 hours, 2 to 3 pills, and some Tylenol, alternating to kind of help with the pain. And then at night I would take some Oxy just to help me like pass out. Because Oxys usually knock me out. Like I hate that thing, but anyways, today was the first day where I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm sore, but as soon as I stretch, I'm like, okay, I'm okay. And I haven't taken any Advil, no pain medicine or nothing, so I think I'm on the up and up for sure.
Well, that's good.
Like, okay, I can't stretch more than that, but I can stretch,
Yeah.
like, I can still move, right? Like, so I'm not dead here, so I'm okay. So yeah, I want to do a huge shout out for everyone. I posted this online, like for the folks that know, because some folks knew that I hurt myself, and they were kind of messaging me and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to let people know, like, hey, this is what actually is the cause of my pain, the broken rib. So I kind of posted, like, for the folks who know, my confirmed my 8th rib is broken, and I got a lot of, like, get well soon, hope you feel better and all that stuff, and it's like just knowing that people were kind of sending their prayers and stuff, and like and had me in their thoughts. Really, it felt like I felt supported by the community, by my friends, and by the folks in the RCLE community. So I
Nice.
want to send out a huge thanks for everyone, for all the kind words and things, the speedy recoveries and all that stuff, because I feel like it has helped. Like, I've been positive about this, as far as, like, I know, I'm just like, it's gonna go away soon. I'm gonna be able to kind of resume what I'm doing, and get back to work and everything, and get back to flying. And I feel like all those positive vibes have helped me, get to that point. So, I thank everyone for that.
Cool, man.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
glad you're doing better, man.
Okay, so where was I before that? So after all that stuff happened, I purchased stuff, I flew, and then this past couple of days I've been doing some wrenching, and I did get a chance to before I flew the Kraken 580, I did get a chance to fix that last week. It's weird. Nothing was wrong with the motor, but basically when I was, like, doing a full, like, positive pitch pump, it would just, like, it would go lean, and it would just get all weird. I couldn't figure out why. And so I just reset all my needles. I was like, I don't know, maybe the needles. I reset it back to default, which is that 55 is like 2 and 2, and make sure all my pitch and everything else was set up right, and everything was good. And when I flew it, it was good. I leaned it out like 3 or 4 clicks on the mid and the high, and that was it. It ran good. I did a couple good flights with that, and it like reminded me on how much I like this 580 Nitro. And I think it's because the way I have it set up, I have to go like full collective every time to stop it and stuff, which it feels good to, like, be able to, like, pop, like, stick bang almost. But it's not like, if I stick bang, it's not like an electric where it's like all over the place. It's like I stick bang, it's just like whoop, whoop, So
Okay.
it was nice. It was nice to get a chance to fly that again. What else did I wrench on? Oh, I built that Bixler. So since I got that motor, I put some servos in there, some high-tech servos that I had or whatever, from my plane days, and I just kind of stitched whatever I could get to put in there. Some 25 amp ESC I had for a quad, like just get it going. And I glued it all together today, and spun it up. Everything looks good. It's using a mini V-bar in there, so I am flying it with the V control. So yeah. So the next thing I need to do is I just got to get the head tracking stuff, the little servo mounts and stuff, because I want to do head tracking with this plane. I just want to kind of toss it up the air and kind of fly around and look. I want to try that out.
Yeah.
Never got a
Nice.
chance to, so figure why not, right? And then I want to give a special shout out also to Mike Welsh. He hit me up. He heard about what happened and hit me up, and God, I thought I was in pain. Holy shit! So I don't know if Mike wants me to say this or not, but Mike broke his ankle like a week or
shit.
2 ago, and so he, like, sent me a picture. He says he has more M3 screws than a helicopter in his ankle.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
And he has a plate and some screws and stuff. So, Mike, speedy recovery to you too, man.
Damn.
So he's like, yeah, we're both broken here. Like,
Both
yeah.
broken.
Now, hopefully the surgeon used Loctite.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's going metal to, bone. So I'm thinking CA. No.
Could be.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Hopefully, Mike heals up quick and gets back on his feet soon. I'm pretty sure he's stir crazy by now. Being immobile for a couple of weeks now. So.
Right.
But yeah, I think
Damn.
that's it for me. Quite a bit, so. All right, Kevin.
Yeah, man.
What you got?
So I did not do any simming Friday night. I was preparing to go to the Amps RC field in Miami or close to Miami and everything. So I figured, let me get into bed about 10 o'clock. Let me get some sleep. The dogs start barking at flipping midnight and they won't stop. And I go downstairs and I'm screaming at dogs. My kids aren't home. They're out. And, oh, dude, I was freaking like yelling and screaming at dogs. I'm like, this is great. I should just leave now. But I didn't want to roll in there at like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like a 2 to 3 hour drive. So went back to sleep, got up at 6, got all my stuff together that I had to do in the morning. Just like I just loaded up in the morning, my normal stuff that I was going to bring and, drove down to southwest of Miami there to Amps Field and really nice drive. It wasn't bad. Getting a little urban down there. It's weird for me to say, but on the drive down, I'm like, yes, nice drive until you get like 10 miles, or exit 10 away from Miami there. And then it's like, it's just too much concrete, and I'm like, I kind of like it back up by me. So, yeah, so I got there around 9:30 and I roll in. The first person I see is Bert Kammerer and Gator.
Gator, nice.
And
Awesome.
yeah, and we start talking, and it was good to catch up with those guys for a little bit. Bert's a great dude. I love talking to him. And I saw Kyle Stacy, the one and only, actually recognized me and was like, "Hey, Kevin." And I was like, "Holy shit, Kyle Stacy knows who I am." Like, look at this, man. So yeah, no, it was cool to catch up with Kyle for a little bit because I know he's up there by my mom, and we talk about that kind of stuff. But not much after that I find the McClellans, and it was, dude, I was just thrilled to see everybody I haven't seen in a long time, like Rob and Dev, dude. I gave them the biggest hug, man. Mike, Eric's Mike Smith Milk. I saw him, and he looks great, doing great. And I saw the McClellan's new camper that they have, that new trailer. It's amazing, dude. It's like a mansion on wheels. And Rob was giving me some of the details, and dude, he got a good deal, a fantastic deal on it.
Dude, on his new camper, right? It's so big.
It's sick, dude. Yeah. It really is. But yeah, so I parked, I brought my little generator, started charging up, and then Mike D rolled in with his girlfriend Vicky. Haven't seen Mike since I was up there last, and that was like about 5 months ago or whatever it was. And he looks great, dude. And we just picked up right where we left off. Like all of us, everybody that I knew from up in Jersey, man, that I used to fly with. It was like, maybe I was away for a week or two. Like we just started having fun, busting chops, doing different things, and like enjoying the time together, man. Which, like you were saying, Steve, it's the best part of the hobby. Like you got people that wish you well when you got hurt, and talk about Mike, and we wish him all the best and speedy recovery. It's like anybody go build a helicopter and all that kind of stuff, but it's really the people. It really is, man. The event was really good. I saw Frank right away. Frank's looking great. He lost a lot of weight. He looks fantastic. They were doing F3C there on the one field. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Amps Field, but there's two runways that are perpendicular to each other. And one of them, they had like 5 flight stations out to the one side, the main side, and then off to the other side, they were doing F3C. And I had kind of watched that in the past, but I never really got to see like a competition taking place. So they were actually doing the whole F3C competition there. And Gina was there. I almost said Gina Davis, but it's Gina Tucker. She was there, and she was flying. And this was like maybe her 4th time, maybe. I don't know. She's kind of new at this and just getting her feet wet on it. But Jeff Biter was also competing, and so was Charlie Crespo, and I think one other guy. I forget the other guy who was competing. And Gina did rather well. I think she came in second out of the whole competition. But it was interesting to see I think Charlie wound up winning it because Charlie's really good competing with the SAB Uruguay or
Genesis?
whatever it is. I
Genesis.
think I don't know if he had a Genesis. Somebody there had a Uruguay.
Chris
Maybe that
did.
was
Diamante.
maybe that was Diamante. Yeah.
Yeah, he has the world championship edition. It's red and black.
Yeah.
It's green
yeah.
and white. That's the Genesis.
Okay. So that's what Charlie had.
Mhm. That great F3 bird. You know,
And speaking of Diamante, dude, I saw him. I saw his
Yeah.
mom and dad. It was great to see Chris. You know, his mom and dad are staying up by my mom in Leesburg.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so we got to talk about that a little bit. I met Sean Hall face to face, got a chance to shake his hand and talk to him. We had him on the show just recently. Also hung out with Angel Rojas a little bit. And he's a great guy, man. I mean, these guys are all great dudes. Like Angel Rojas is you know, he's a passionate guy about the hobby, and you can see it when you talk to him, and not like in your face, you know, you have to do this, that, and the other thing. It's just a you know, he's into it, man, and you know, I respect guys like that because I mean I take it seriously, but you know, some of these guys are on another level as far as like, you know, can answer any question. I mean, I'm always like, you know, I know what I know, but I don't know what a lot of these guys know. Because they've been doing all aspects of it, you know. So I was hanging out, dude, and at one point, Jared Mincy came up to me and said, "Hey, Kevin, we never met face to face," and we started talking a little bit, and we were hanging out for a while. And man, Jared's a great dude.
Heck yeah.
A lot of fun. And I was telling everybody, "Hey, man, I want to get a picture with you," which I didn't get. But I said I want to get a picture with you because I want to tell everybody I was hanging out with Joe Satriani this weekend. Because if you've ever seen Jared with his bald head and his sunglasses, at certain angles he looks extremely like Joe Satriani. But yeah, man, I freaking flew a bunch. I got a bunch of flights in with the Oxy 5. My 690, no matter how many times I tightened the tail up, every time I came down, it was just the belt was flopping around. And
really,
yeah, it was just I gotta sit down and mess with it a little bit. It might be the little plastic pieces inside. It might be I think that's what it is. Like it's pushing, and I don't want it to go too far, so I didn't keep tightening it because if it goes too far, it'll rub the belt. You know, it'll go past the little wheels in there. So I didn't really mess with it too much, but I got a couple really good flights in with both of them actually, with both helicopters. Oxy 5, like I want to say my 4th or 5th flight, man, I was getting doing some low shit, man, like my normal shit, but just lower. And you know, you get the feel of like how things are going at a good fun fly, man. And you know, it's and these guys, dude, my God, man, I go from a field where like on the weekends where I'm having a great time, and then you go out there and you see these guys fly, and it's just unbelievable, man. Nick Maxwell was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to Nick, but he's
amazing
an amazing pilot, man. A lot of aileron stuff, and I got a chance to see Kyle Stacy fly the new 580 with the tri-blade 580 raw, which was
nice.
Really, he was throwing down with that
KC
thing.
edition, man. That's his edition. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was he never ceases to amaze me. I love when he does they're tail downs, but they're not even funnels. They're tail down funnels at like 89 degrees. Yeah, they're like straight up. Yeah.
Straight
helicopter. I love when he does those, and then you know he's doing a figure 8 with them, and in the figure 8 he in the figure 8 across, like he'll either do a complete like forward flip or roll it, and he's just amazing, man. It's just
those are awesome when people do that, man, and they change like they'll like flip and then they'll go a different way in the funnel or something. Ugh.
Yeah. Got a chance to see Bert fly first thing Saturday morning, which was amazing. Like Bert can still throw down. He always says, "Oh, I'm rusty," and you know, it's tough getting old, but dude, we should all be that good, you know, no matter what age you are. Like, he's freaking awesome.
I wish I was half as good.
Yeah. But dude, the fun fly was just so much fun. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Mike D, and there was a couple of scale guys there, had some really nice stuff. and I watched Devin fly the Oxy Flash, and Devin flew a couple of times with that Oxy Flash, but Devin was getting a lot of flights in as normal, just nitro. And I saw Kerry Brooks was there. I
Great pilot too, man.
talked to him. I got a chance to see him fly up close. Yeah, he's great pilot, man. I got to tell him sorry because I didn't really, the way things worked out, I really didn't stick around for too much of the night stuff. And
Why not? That's
I
the
told
best.
him I was gonna hang out with him at night, but well, what happened was it just worked out because Robin and Devin McClellan had originally planned on going up to coming up to Port St. Lucie here when they got done, and they had a little change of plan. Like Rob was trying to hit Fredericksburg by in one day. Like he was going to try and leave Sunday and get up to Fredericksburg, and that's like 18 hours. Like when you and I said, dude, if you want to do that, you guys are going to have to leave like 2:00 in the morning, like to get there at like 8:00 at night or whatever, So they were planning on leaving as early as they could. So I was like, well, you know what? It was like 9:30, something like that. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna head out then, and I'll head home, and then you guys don't have to worry about me, which was not a problem with Rob at all. He was more than willing to let me stay there, and I got to give Rob a huge shout out and thank you for giving me the tour and giving me the opportunity to stay there. Camper's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, I'll check it out on Spring Fling. I'm staying there for that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's gonna be crazy. I thought I had more notes. I mean, I'd seen some. It was just great hanging out. Steve Shaw was there.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Shaw, of course, bought a bunch of tickets and won a bunch of stuff.
Did he?
He won a set of Theta servos,
nice.
Which was pretty cool. And he won some 500 blades that he wasn't sure what he was going to do with. But
500 millimeters?
Yeah, 500 blades. I guess for a 500 helicopter. I think we have that club member that has the Goblin 500. He was going to give it to him or something.
Yeah.
I did see a picture, not a picture, but an actual banner of the Urcha chick, non-touched up, in original form.
Yeah.
And took a picture of that to remember the way that should have been preserved, not painted over. And sorry. So
No.
So I appreciate those things, being a heterosexual male. I appreciate those type of things. And so me and Mike D and his girlfriend decided we're gonna go out for dinner around 6:00. So we find this place. Like Mike's girlfriend Vicky is very in touch with ratings and Yelp and all that stuff. So she found a nice place that was Spanish and or Mexican or Puerto Rican or Cuban or whatever it was, and Mike couldn't find it at first, but then we pull in, and it was just kind of like a bar with a canopy over the top of it, and they had a smoker and a karaoke. They were doing Spanish karaoke, which they had at 11. It was so loud. We sat down. Now this is a place that now nobody speaks English. The menus are in Spanish, and not even the waitress spoke English. So we sit down and we're using Google Translate to figure out what we're going to order. This is some place my wife would have walked out in 2 seconds, would have never have sat there. Yeah. And she would have been like, this is America. You need to speak English. We're out of here. Plus the music's way too loud. But me and Mike and Vicky, we just hung out and we were laughing our asses off. We were just like, maybe at some point they could turn the music up. And Mike was like, you know what? I could have found this place by audio only. I don't know how I missed it. So we ordered food and the food came out, dude. And the plate, I got a picture of it. I'll have to send you guys.
Right? They don't.
I had a huge plate of ribs with sausage, steak. Mm-hmm. It was phenomenal. The food was amazing, but it was just too funny that nobody spoke. So Mike at one point pulls his phone out and he's got a sound meter, decibel meter on it, and it's peaking up over 100. And he goes, 100 is a jackhammer. And we were just laughing our asses off, man. But I did get to see some night flying when we went back. Saw a couple of guys fly at night. Nick Maxwell flew at night. There was a guy that had some LEDs. I forget who that was. They were doing like LED flights on the one side that they were doing the F3C. They shut the lights off over there completely, and that was pretty cool. And then on the other flight line, they were just doing, flights under the lights.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you know what, I could hang around here, or I could, and they said they get done around 2:00. So I could have waited and then come home, or I could have just waited and hung out there, and but I'm kind of glad I left when I did, because I got home. It was a decent hour when I got home. I think it was like 11:30, whatever it was. It only took me 2 hours to get home. I took Turnpike, which is a different route than when I went down, so it was quicker getting home. And I wasn't sure about like spring break ending and traffic out of Miami on a Sunday, how that was going to be either. That kind of crossed my mind, but that wasn't like my deciding factor on leaving. It was just it's just like, all right, I'm ready to go, And so I get home and my air conditioner is not working again here at the house. And I'm like,
shit.
son of a bitch, another weekend, and it was a real simple fix. The air conditioner has these two check valves, or at least one check valve for water. And I just popped one out and it clicked and it came on, and I'm like, all right, I'll drain this water down. Yeah. So, I mean, Sunday I was like so busy. Sunday I was fixing that. I was, getting cleaner on the pipe and blowing that out. And then I was just doing other things. I finally hung my helis on the wall in the garage on Sunday, which they're finally off the floor, which is something I was happy to do. But all in all, I tell you that it's a nice field down there. We had a really good time. Everybody that went there was extremely fun to hang out with. And I got this whole like feeling of, I've never had this in my life either, and I guess it's because I've never been, living in a different place for that much. I mean, I was in the Army, but you're always surrounded by people, and there's your buddies are all around, or you're all in it together type of thing. But when I got home, I was just like, this is the reason why. This is like the reason why I love this hobby, is all the people, and I missed everybody like to an extreme when I got home. I was just like really bummed that I felt empty,
Like it's over, right?
Yeah, I was just like, man, I'm not going to see these guys again for a while, and just
until the next one at least, right? Spring.
Yeah. We'll see. That problem with that is just the distance and the time that I have that I could take off. We're not all retiring next month like some people I know.
Yeah, right.
But dude, I had a fantastic time. I gotta give Frank and Ampsfield, huge shout out. It was great that the guys from Torches came down. I saw I didn't think I saw Manny come down. I didn't see him there though. But it was great to like finally meet up with
he was
with
there,
Sean.
I remember seeing some flight videos from him.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing him. I mean, I know who it is, so I would have said, "Hey, Manny," as we hung out. But no, it was great. It was a great event. I know who's the guy that does the course? I know he was there driving around in his golf cart too.
Does the what?
The course, was doing the helicopter course. The videos. I forget his name. Yeah. You Andy probably remember the online videos. He was like, you took one of them. I think 30 minutes worth of.
Oh, Augie.
Augie was there.
Oh, Augie. Yeah. Augie. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I saw him driving around.
Yeah.
But
see him fly?
I didn't get a chance to see him fly. No. I actually got quite a bit of flights in, and it wasn't like super crowded. Like there were times where people were waiting. It was maybe 2 people deep, but if you hung out like at the area where the canopy was, like you could wait and then people would leave and you could walk right up and go flying, which was perfect, man. Cause that's what I was doing. Like I'd hang out with Mike D and we'd shoot the shit and laugh and have a good time. Then when the station opened up, I'd go fly,
Did Mike bring anything to fly, or did he just go down?
No, he was supposed to get it to Rob, and he wound up calling Rob like a week before the event, and he was like, "Hey man, how are you?" He's like, "Good, yeah, we're driving." He's like, "Well, where are you?" He's like, North Carolina. He was like, oh, you were supposed to come by and get my stuff, dude. And they were like, oh shit. That's right. So then he said, maybe you get a hold of Charlie, but I think Charlie was going a different route. So it was no big deal. And I even offered my Oxy 5. He could have flown that if he wanted to. And everybody was like, hey, dude, you can fly whatever, anything I got, you want to fly it. But it was cool. He had fun, man. And it was great to see him. They did a bunch of different things in Miami. I even got a chance to see Rob fly for a bit, which was cool. Rob still got an old Logo 700, like
Extreme one, right?
Extreme with the massive main grips.
Yeah,
like they're freaking. It was so funny because he went out to fly and a guy came up behind him with, I guess, the second version. I don't know, like and it was different color. It was really cool. And they had them side by side so I could compare the two, and I was like, my God, the Extreme, like they're so massive, like it's ridiculous. And it's funny, Logo going from like, yeah, we want to be lightweight, blah blah blah, and plastic this and that, to this massive freaking vice grip that's on the top of the helicopter. Really? Yeah. But yeah, if I forgot anybody that I ran into, I'm sorry, man. I started taking notes of everybody. I got a chance to talk to Gina for a while. It was good talking to her. And there was a couple other guys that I wanted to see that were the second round or the higher level of F3C that were going to compete. There was 3 guys. It was Nick Maxwell and 2 other guys that were doing the judging at first, and then they were going to be the next round that was competing. And I wanted to watch those guys, but I didn't get a chance to. I was just, you know how fun flies are. You're running all over, having fun, and it was a good day. It was a really good day, man. Had a lot of fun. But I'm deaf in one ear. So yeah, dude. Can't wait for the next one. Might be Triple Creek or something I might wind up going to. That's like north of Tampa.
Should try to make it to the one in Georgia.
Angel Rojas was telling me about that one. Yeah, I should. Yeah. I mean, if I can do the Queen City, I could do Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be half the distance from, Yeah. So that's a really good event. And I think that's gonna be the event where I'm gonna do the whole camper rental, and I'm gonna bring the whole family.
Nice.
Be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
But cool. All right, let's hear from Andy. So where is Andy? Huh?
Andy is driving down to Florida.
Ah.
He's
why?
Yeah, since this episode comes out on Friday, we can talk about it because he'll probably be there. He's showing up unexpectedly at Steve Shaw's house to help him put together a bunch of stuff this weekend.
Get that gasser ready, huh?
Yep. Get that gasser going that we keep busting Steve's chops about.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
That'll be fun.
All right, cool. Andy, you're our man. You're a man with a mission. Get it done.
Take lots of pictures.
Yes, take lots of pictures. Or we won't believe you.
And we want to see maiden flights on video, or it didn't happen.
Facebook Live.
Yes.
I don't like Facebook Live anymore.
I don't know, but that cracks me up. I remember Scott Graham on the Heliheads talking about it. Every time I hear Facebook Live, I think of, Scott Graham just showing up at the Fun Fly, just drove like 14 hours. First flight, Facebook Live. And he's like, oh, shit.
Might as well throw down as hard as I can now.
He's like, what, no warm-up flight? Yeah, just Facebook Live. So you don't like it anymore?
No, one day he should just like, Facebook Live, okay, and just sit there and practice F3C.
Yeah. So why don't you like it, Steve?
I don't like it because you can't save the videos anymore. You used to be able to take the video and you can upload it and save a copy to your phone. So now, like, they don't let you save it locally. So now it's just uploaded. And I'm like, well, I don't have a freaking copy locally on my phone that I could put on like my YouTube channel or whatever. Like, I took the video. I should have all access to that video, even if I'm using their platform.
That's because they want you to lose it. Give it to them they want to control it. They want to take. They want
to be the sole owners and sole people that can have that video. So
yeah, they want to take it down if they have to.
I'm sorry, but RCHO is probably going to be the last event I do Facebook Lives now. I'm probably gonna just record them and then I'm gonna post them right after the flight. But it's like, if I can't have a local copy, like it depends on the flight, I guess. Some flights, it'd be cool to get it again, but like I can't take the footage and make a recap video or anything with it because I don't have any of it on my phone.
Right.
So it's kind of lame. So yeah, go fuck
That
yourself,
and
Facebook.
Facebook compresses the videos like crazy.
Oh yeah, of course. Because how many they're gonna have to. They're the ones paying for the space, and it's their video now, right? It's not your video. You don't own that shit anymore. It's their video.
Yeah.
They'll compress it and do whatever they want with it, and make money off of it. Don't matter. They'll do whatever they can with that. So screw
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you could screen capture the video, but that's kind of a
No,
pain.
because then you're gonna get that shitty the compressed resolution. You're not gonna get the 4K that I spent $1,200 on this stupid phone for.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah.
Like when I take videos too, it's like I purposely like I zoom in on stuff, and like I try to get the best video I can get. And it sucks when like I can't even get my own copy of this when I all that work I put into to record this as best as I can. So yeah,
can
I
you
think
like
I'm gonna give up on that Facebook Live for a bit
Can-
now.
can you record it then like just your phone and then post it?
Yeah,
on
and then I
Facebook?
can post it. Yeah, and that's fine. But
Yeah.
it's just you don't get the interaction of like people
that's
who
true,
jump on
yeah.
and make comments and stuff, which is good and bad. Sometimes I don't even pay attention. I swipe it off the screen so I can focus on the video. But but sometimes it's good to have that. And so there's no interaction with that. And then like you're uploading an HD video, 4K video. It's gonna take longer. Then like when you're recording on Facebook Live, as soon as you're done, it doesn't take too long to actually like boom, and post, and that's it.
Right.
But when you go from like a raw video file up there, it takes whatever how many bytes you're sending, right? So, but that could take a little while too. So that sucks as well, especially when like someone else goes up and you're like, oh, I need to record this, but then your shit's trying to send,
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of sucks, and I think Facebook, they should have never done that. I don't know. They suck balls. So, anyways, fuck Facebook. Let's go move on to the main topic now, huh?
All right. Main topic.
Okay, buyer beware. What are we talking about? Are we talking about bad purchases where like you buy something and shit doesn't work?
Yeah. Like that stupid shark that I bought because my wife wanted it, and I said that's garbage. It's not going to look like that. We never got it. The animated shark. Remember that animated shark last year? I said that's CG. That's not real. But my wife still wanted it. No, we didn't buy it. I'm only kidding. But you might remember the shark.
No.
That's not what we're talking about, though.
No, that's not.
I went through all that explanation, and we're not even talking about that.
Nope. Nope.
So what are we talking
Get
about?
with the program now. No,
Get with the program.
we're talking about keeping yourself safe. There's a lot of different marketplaces that we use today, right? We got Craigslist, which is old school, right? We got Facebook Marketplace, which is a little bit more newer. There's also this site called Mercari. It's like a little bit less known site. I don't think eBay. I guess you could do local sales on eBay as well.
You can.
But,
it's kind
but
of hard.
that's different though, because the money transaction goes through eBay, so really you're just handing over a product. So that's not really a big deal. But I think, when you're talking about, you're meeting a stranger, like you don't know this person. Like, sure, if it's someone you know, that's cool. But if you're meeting someone you've never met, and you're like, let's, for instance, buying a DJI Mavic Air 2 for, let's say, $600 or $700, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bit of money, cash to have on you, and then it's also like, well, this guy is coming with this product, like, so on both ends, there's a little bit of like worry and concern
Right.
about like, is this person, gonna screw me over, or not? Who knows, right? So what do you do? What do you do when you purchase things on these marketplaces where you can meet people and pick up items, and pay cash?
It's interesting that we're talking about this because this week and after the fun fly, I was thinking, it'd be great if I had a little camper I could bring to the events, like something I could tow with the Jeep, something small.
Yeah.
So
Like
I don't
or
know.
something. Mm-hmm.
Every now and then these like topics get in my head and I start to like do a little research. And this particular time, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I put in, tow behind campers for sale, whatever it was. And there were a few that I saw that looked like a super good deal, like $1,000, $2,000 for this little camper. And when I started to look at and compare, it was the same picture. And now this one's in Port St. Lucie and this one's in Orlando, and it's the same picture. And some of them sometimes are the same seller.
That seems scammy.
And yeah, right. It seems like I'm going to show up with $1,000 and I'm going to get like lumped over the head or something. It just seemed, it definitely seems scammy, as you said, or sketchy. Yeah. So, I mean, that to me, like, I would look for signs like that, like red flag signs, like, if it's too good to be true.
It probably is.
It probably, like they said, it probably is.
So, with Craigslist, you can't really do this, but with Facebook Marketplace, one thing you can do is you can look at the person's profile. You can see what are the things that they're selling. If they're selling that same thing, but maybe in different locations, maybe you're just cross-posting it, right? Like that's a fair thing to do, right? Cross-post it in this site. Like when I sell something on Facebook, I'm posting on RC Heli Buy and Sell. I'm selling it on the marketplace. I'm selling it on other places. So like it's gonna come up maybe multiple times. So maybe that's what that was about. But but look at the person's profile. Like
right.
Are they active on Facebook? Are they like do they seem like decent people? I mean, I know it's hard to tell because Facebook and Instagram, all these are people just put fronts up half the time, right? They're not these people that they say they are, but you never know, right? So what do you do?
Well, one of the greatest things you can do on Facebook, though, and I've done it, is if somebody's selling something that you're curious about, it's local or whatever, you don't know who the guy is, you could go to like one of the groups that we have, like the RC Heli groups, and go, hey, how is this guy? Anybody know this guy? Anybody vouch for him? Anybody check him out? Or, that type of thing. Like I've had people do it to me. I've had people say, hey, because I'm not on Facebook a lot. As of late, listening to Heli Heads, I know there's been drama and people have been like, I'm done with Facebook or, just some of these social platforms. And I get it because I'm not really on it that much. But I've had people do that to me, and I've said, hey, you can ask Chris Rybert. Chris Rybert's, well known in the hobby. Ask him; he can vouch for me or something like that. So, it works both ways in that respect. I think that's a great advantage of Facebook because you really can't. You can't do that on Craigslist.
No, you can't.
Craigslist is just a want ad, really.
Yeah. It's just like a newspaper, right? Like a back in a newspaper, the want ad, you're saying.
Right.
In Facebook Marketplace, like you would think like, okay, people would, for the most part, use their real names, when they create accounts. So there are like, maybe a little bit more of a less worry, I guess, than Craigslist. I have bought things, and I'll share my experience with both. I've bought things from Craigslist, and I've bought things recently from Facebook Marketplace. Let's talk about money transaction. Do you bring cash? Do you say, hey, do you take PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or Zelle? Do you, so that way you don't physically have to take cash with you?
Right. No, that's a great thing to talk about beforehand before we meet up.
Yep. Yeah. So that might be something you disclose first, right? Like, hey, I don't feel comfortable dropping you $1,200 or carrying $1,200, or just getting $1,200 from the bank.
Right.
So like, let's, do you take PayPal or Cash App or Venmo or, Zelle, right? Those are the main ones I would think. Now with PayPal, if you were to use PayPal, do you go friends and family or do you go goods and services?
I do goods and services if I don't know anybody that knows the person that I'm doing the transaction with.
So if you're paying, you're saying, right? Or if you're receiving money?
Like if I'm paying, I tell them, hey, I'm going to do goods and services. Especially if I don't know anybody that knows that person. So, it's different if you actually know that person and everything. So,
yeah. So I think, I don't know how it goes. I never really tried to do a claim, but I don't know if there's no actual transaction history, because you're meeting up with this person in person. So like they just put sold on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist. They just close or delete the post. There's no actual track of like, what did you purchase? like PayPal's gonna be like, well, you didn't get what you got. Like, I don't know. Like, where's the transaction order number? Like, I don't know what they would actually
Right.
guarantee at that point. You know, if you were to send me $700 goods and services, and then say like, well, you know, I never got my product. I'd be like, what product? He just owed me money.
I don't remember how I got how I logged it in as far as like when I set up the thing for the 470, but it went through like actual marketplace. It didn't like go through like
That's
PayPal
Facebook's,
itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, you
Facebook has their
can
own.
mark it as local pickup, but otherwise it like whenever I sent it out, I had to, you know, plug in like my tracking info and everything on the package. And once it got to the destination, it took like 5 days after it got to the destination to pay me out.
Yeah,
But
there's a hold on your money
exactly.
in case that person wants to dispute the product.
Dispute or, you know, something happened to the, you know, whether it was damaged.
Which,
but
in my opinion, that's for the birds. Like, everything I sell, I mean, I make it known. It's as is. You don't want it, that's fine. Don't buy it. If you're worried, don't buy it.
Right.
Well, I meant
I'm gonna
damage
tell you
as
it works,
far as like,
but, you know.
yeah,
like
I meant
shipping
as like
damage or
far as
something?
damage, like if Ace Ventura delivered the package. You know?
Sure. Well, if you did a good job packing, then Ace Ventura wouldn't matter. Well, maybe not Ace Ventura. He's pretty. But I think really, I wouldn't do PayPal. I mean, if I do PayPal, I'm gonna have to do friends and family because I don't want you to try to fuck me over later and say that like I never gave you the product. If if I'm the seller,
Right,
like I'm
right.
selling an ESC, let's say, and then I hand it over to him, and he's like, "Cool, I'll give you an extra 4% for goods and services, right?" And you're like, "Okay, well that covers the charges, so I'm good." But then a week later, he says, "No, I never got the item, or I never, or it doesn't work." Like, it worked when I used it.
Right.
I don't know what you did with it after, right? You plugged it in wrong or shorted something out. That's on you. But they can put a claim in. And it's not right. I understand the buyer should also have some protection, but if you're buying something as is, your protection is that. It's as is. You don't really get protection. And you shouldn't have a backdoor way of trying to get your money back to make a claim, So I will not do PayPal goods and services if I'm doing a face-to-face payment. Unless I know the person or.
Yeah, if it's
Even
face to face, friends and family.
Yeah.
But still, it's better than carrying a wad of cash on you, regardless. I mean.
Yeah.
There's also Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle, and those are all like direct, like from one person to another. And I don't think you can't ask for that money back. It's
Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone.
And and yes, it's maybe when you're a buyer, it might be a little disconcerting to give someone money or pay them through with no guarantee back, but that's the risk of buying something used. That's the risk of buying something from Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or Mercari. Like, when you make the purchase, you have to know that like if something doesn't like you can, hey, can I test it? Can I, like with the DJI, I was like, can I test it? And he's like, yeah. I took it for a quick test flight. I was like, yep, this works fine. Here's your $600, and I gave him cash. And he handed me the case and the drone and we went on our very way. So that did work out well, with that experience. Do you go alone? Bring someone with you?
I usually go alone. A lot of times, they always say to meet in like public places, whatever.
Yep.
Matter of fact, when I bought the topper, like I asked, the guy like where should I meet you at to take a look at it? He's like, oh, here's my address, and I looked up the address, and it was like a decent like, neighborhood that's being built. So it's like, okay, I mean, obviously it's a safe part of town. But if it wasn't, I'd be like, yeah, meet me at a Walmart or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think regardless, you should meet somewhere in a neutral space. To be honest, like I don't want people to know where I live, so I'm not going to invite people to my house. Like,
right.
To sell them something. Like, let's just meet at a Walmart or a gas station or, a bank or a police office, police department, like somewhere public, and where it's where you feel a little bit safer. There's not
Right.
people around.
And it's like, if they're, for example, I've bought a few things off of one of the guys in my neck of the woods that, he was kind of slowing down in the hobby at the time. We just met like halfway because technically he lived on the other side of the metro from me. So it's like we found a halfway point, which was a Walmart. And, we just, exchanged cash then. And of course, at that time, I bought like a couple Neos off of him. So,
Nice.
and it's a well-lit area, and police station's like not too far away, and of course it was somebody I knew.
Yeah. I think
Well-
when it's someone that's not that big of a worry.
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
One thing I've done a lot is, especially if I'm, I don't have anybody to go with me that day, or I usually I'll text my wife the address. Like,
Yep.
so if that's my
Let people
last
know.
known whereabouts,
Yep.
at least they'll have that record.
And to check Gray Eagle Jr.'s basement.
Yeah. Right.
There's a basement with no walls.
But yeah, that gives me a little bit of peace of mind. At least, that somebody knows where I'm at
Yeah.
or knows where I'm heading. Because I purchased, what did I purchase one time? For my Jeep, I bought those wheels, and that was in the middle of Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere. And, you're going to somebody's house, yeah, but you don't know what's in store. I mean, dude, I think 99.9% of the time you're going to be fine, but you don't want to, cover your ass. You don't want to be foolish about things either.
Right, and it's like, yeah, you can look at somebody's profile and like, you can kind of determine whether they're shady or not, but ultimately, there are catfish out there, so it's just like, yeah, check it out the profile, if it seems legit, if you trust your gut instinct, yeah, come up with a common ground where to meet up, whether it's at their place or a public place. But if
Yeah.
it seems sketch, just take it
Yeah.
to where you're going to be, seeing this public place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So kind of going back into when I bought that DJI Mavic, he was like, "Well, where do you want to meet?" And this person lived in Fredericksburg, and I was like, "Well, there's an RC club in Thornsburg, right off of Jefferson
Right.
Davis Highway. Can we meet there?" And because of the whole thing with Ali and things going missing and stolen, I know they have cameras there.
Right,
So of course,
right.
I pull in and I park right in front of the camera. Like
Yeah.
if something happens, there's video footage of CCTV footage of what happened, at the very least, But there's
Yeah.
other club members there and stuff, so I wasn't worried. Yeah, and also because that it's an AMA field, I felt comfortable flying that drone there too, right? I didn't want to do that. He suggested a police department, which I would have been fine too. But then I'm like, I don't want to take this drone up at a police department. They're
Yeah.
gonna fucking think I'm trying to record their shit and try to, get me arrested or some shit. So I was like, let's go to this RC field. I know we can fly there. It'll be good. Yeah, and that's what we did. I flew it. I gave him the money. We went on our very way, and both parties were happy.
Cool.
Nice.
There was one experience recently. I went and bought something from Craigslist.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I'm, I'll search Craigslist every once in a while for some stuff, see what's out there, and folks that are like not on Facebook, usually people that are not on social media who use Craigslist, and you find deals there. So I've been wanting to just get some planes to to fly. To crash. To fly. I guess. Crash. I got some planes to crash, right? So let's be honest. I'm not gonna bullshit anyone. I buy planes so I can crash them. Like that's my sole purpose. Except for one plane that I bought. No, two planes that I bought. I will not fly to crash. But anything else that I have on an airplane, I don't really care. The extreme flight and the one word, the P-47 that my wife bought me when we first met for a birthday present. Those two planes I cherish. But everything else, I'm like, let me buy some cheap planes because I want to have some fun. So I went on Craigslist and I found a lot of planes for sale. It was like 7 or 8 pictures of different parts and planes and things, and I was just like, I don't know what it is, but there's a couple of nitro planes in there. There's a Bixler in there. There's this like EDF red Russian EDF thing. It's just like EDF and wings. I was like, oh, all this stuff looks kind of cool, and I'm like, I'll have fun with it. And it was 80. Oh, she wanted $150.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'll give you $80 and I'll come today and pick it up. She's like, okay.
Damn.
So she gave me her address, and it was her house. And I pull in, and I'm like, this feels sketchy as fuck. I'm like, no. It's like, I guess they were like doing renovations, and I think they're moving, and that was part of the reason why they're selling all this stuff. But it just looked sketchy, and I'm like, do I knock on the door? What do I do? I'm like, I'm here, like. And she comes and opens the door. She's like, oh, come on in. And like she has like 6 kids in there, and they're all like trying to help bring all the stuff out. So like from like 5-year-old little girls bringing little boxes out. So they all helped me bring. And I picked up 6 planes that day for $80. 2 nitro trainers with motors, everything. 1 Cessna little foamy. Another Cessna that's like a big foamy, like 60-something inch wingspan foamy Cessna.
Damn.
The Bixler, that red EDF Comet thing, and what was the other thing? Oh, and a bunch of like floats and like another nitro motor and like all these old 72 megahertz transmitters with the long antennas and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. So I picked it all up, and everything was good, but it was really like, let me call my wife. Hey, just get me on GPS right now, just so you know where I am. It felt really sketchy to like just go to someone's house like that. And but yeah, it did turn out okay. And even though it's like it's a worry, there are a lot of good people out there. So but you do have to take care of yourself and be careful. Which is great because I already sold a plane for $50. So basically, I paid $30 to crash like 5 planes. It's gonna be great.
Nice.
God.
I'll video it all too, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, dude, I had a similar thing off of Craigslist.
Mhm.
Because you
while
start
ago.
flying planes, and I went to a place in Wayne, New Jersey, and yeah, I drove, and it was a residential place, big. What really pissed me off though was the guy said free on the thing, but then when I got there, now he wanted $300 for all this stuff, and I kind of just looked around and I was like, yeah, goodbye.
That's
Like, yeah, I'll let you know.
They're gonna say free and then like.
Yeah, it was weird. The ad said free. I didn't like that at all.
They probably did that because they didn't want to put a price on it and they wanted to negotiate maybe.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but you bought a whole bunch of planes. Or did you go buy a plane one day and then the guy was like, "Well, you could take that one too and that one too."
Yeah, that was the first.
Yeah, because you got that S-Bach and you got like a Mustang or something from him. Or I remember the ones that you crashed that green.
Yes.
Thing? Yeah.
Green Pond. Yeah, sorry,
Green
the dogs
Pond,
are
that's it.
barking.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, that was Yeah, that guy had tons of stuff, and I had seen him at the Ram show. That guy's name was Chris with long hair, and he lived, I forget where he lived, West Caldwell, somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he had one room that just had tons of balsa kits in it. He had planes hanging everywhere. Yeah, and I picked up like 4 planes pretty cheap, like for maybe $200 or something. It was, I don't even remember. It was pretty damn cheap. I had that. The storage, the
the storage.
S-Bach,
That was good. The balsa one, yeah.
I had the Corsair, and what the hell else did I buy from him? There was 4 planes. I don't
There was
remember.
that yellow one, that Breitling nitro plane that you never.
No, that one I still have. Yeah, that was from another guy.
Oh, okay.
That was down like Edison.
Was it that Cub? Remember you had like a green Cub?
The green Cub I got at a swap meet. That swap
Okay.
meet, I put a bid on it like $30, and nobody. That was the $30 Cub. Yeah. I flew that thing once, I think.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Once or twice. It had like that. It was like wrapped in like cloth. It wasn't
Yeah.
monocoat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I said I was going to recover it, and everybody was like, dude, you're going to run into a lot of issues trying to get that old stuff off. But I didn't care.
Yeah.
I got to fix it because it was a touch tail heavy, and I remember coming in over my Jeep and like pulling up and then coming down to land it, and I think I tipped it over or something, nosed it over, did something to it. But I did fly that thing once.
Mm-hmm.
The Storch I used to fly all the time. I think I wound up giving that away. I think I gave that to Tony.
Yeah, I think so. Cool.
Oh, I had that other biplane, that HE-123 or something.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. The yellow and
That's
black
the other
one.
one I got.
Yeah.
That's the one I got from that guy. That was like biplane with flaps on it. That was crazy. That I flew a bunch of times too, but the landing gear always had problems staying on that model.
Yeah.
I think I gave that to Tony. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I've had some successes online, and that, I don't know, that wasn't the greatest area, but it wasn't the worst area of Caldwell, and I think I did the same thing. Like I either wrote down the address before I left, or sent a text to my wife, "Hey, here's the address I'm going to."
Yeah.
And if anything changes, don't be stupid. Like, oh, I got no service in this area that we're going to. Like, that shit happens in the movies, and then people get an axe in the head. So be careful. Go to Walmart.
Yeah. Go to a public place.
Worst thing that's going to happen at Walmart is somebody might take a picture of you because you're wearing something stupid. That's it.
I don't know. I mean, unless unless you're in an area with a lot of rappers, they might shoot you. I heard that happens in North Carolina.
Oh boy.
Rappers shooting people at Walmarts.
Okay.
But yes, so be safe. I think it's great to buy things off of people like this, buy used, try to get some deals. Because a lot of folks, they get in a hobby, or maybe their parents were in, like their dad was in the hobby, and
Yeah.
they're out of it now, or passed away or something, and it's like you're helping them get rid of and clean up, and also make a little bit of money, and you're getting something cool that you can mess around with and crash and have fun. And
Yeah, and even if you get one flight on it and something screws up and you wind up crashing it, like that's one more flight than, like you said, Steve, somebody's parent died and they were flying it, or a bunch of stuff. I mean, that's one more flight that model got, and you might have tons more flights on it,
Yeah.
and enjoy it. Like, geez, look at that guy Perry we used to fly with at Polda. Remember him? He had like a Bank and Yank nitro plane that he had covered when he was like 15 or something. I think it was like something like that. And now, or in his attic for like 35 years. And then he brought it out and he was flying the crap out of that thing for like a whole season.
Yeah.
So it's like good stuff like that, man. You never know.
Yeah. You never know, and you get these gems, and so like
You can sell them to Steve and you can crash them.
Yes, be careful when you deal with folks, but like sometimes it's worth a calculated risk, right? Like, to be safe about it, and you can get some cool deals out there, and then crash them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's worth looking. It definitely is.
Yeah, but definitely be safe. I just I would hate to hear about someone getting screwed over or hurt because they were trying to buy something off of someone, and they got rolled or something, or just stupid.
Yeah. Don't try to meet that person in the dark alley in a trench coat.
Yeah. And if you're that person that's trying to hustle someone and roll them for their money or something, well, you better fuck off, because you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Right, and I think they don't realize how big the community is, how widespread it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't steal from us and think you can get away with it.
No.
We will shun you right out the community real quick.
Well, and also, how quick did Frank find his stuff, but the guy never showed up to, they found it pretty quick when the two models that he had stolen.
Oh, but didn't the cops didn't do nothing about it though?
Right, but what I'm saying is the community was right
but they
there
found him,
and found it I think within 24 hours.
Yeah, it was on Letgo, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to mention about this topic?
No, just be smart. Just be, you don't have to be street smart, but just use some common sense if you have any. Most of us do.
Oh yeah.
I think that the best thing is if you're gonna pay in cash, meet in a public area. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can use an app. That's great. And bring somebody too if you.
Yeah, I think bringing an
If you
extra
can.
person is the best. If you can't bring, like I didn't have someone to bring with me, so I went alone. But if you do go alone, be safe about it. I mean, I'm not gonna say you should do this or you should not do this, but if you're a legal gun carrier, maybe you carry that as well. I mean, for those that are legal gun carriers, you usually carry them all the time anyway, so
Right.
But yeah, you want to just make sure you're safe, okay? Protect yourself, be safe out there. It's a wild, wild world we live in.
Mm-hmm. And if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So
Yeah. It's funny that you brought up the camper stuff because I've been seeing a lot of campers just come up on my Facebook Marketplace post, and I've been seeing a lot of $1,000, $1,500. And I'm like, that camper is kind of too new for that. Like, yes, it's small, but that looks way too new to be $1,500.
Yeah, and if you look at that ad, there's only one picture of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just, and if you look
One
and
picture
see
on the
multiple,
outside that anyone could have just went, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna post this up.
Yeah.
Come meet me up with me $1,500.
yeah, I've always another thing, more pictures of the item, the better.
Right.
I mean, because the more pictures, and you can obviously tell, whether it was like the picture was, if it was ripped off of like a site selling it or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's another thing. You can ask the guy for specific pictures too, and if he can't provide those,
Yeah.
then he obviously doesn't have that item.
Right, like,
Like-
give me, I want a picture of the serial number on the thing, or
Right.
something, right? Yeah.
right.
Give me a close up of the landing gear and how that mounts, because I've had issues with that, or blah blah blah. Or I know
Yeah, you
breaks
make
there.
something up, but try to get some more detailed pictures, and then that'll indicate like, oh, this person has it or not.
Right.
Because there are scammers out there. There's sketchy people that will try to, do what they can to get one over you. So,
Yep.
safe. All right. Nice little short topic there.
All right.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
move on to Ian's Tech Tip.
What tech tip?
Ugh. Iaen.
Turn to sender. Get it out of here. No, just kidding. All right.
No,
tech
I've
tip?
been so swamped lately. Hopefully, I've got an idea I'm working on for next week, so tune in.
I'm taking over Ian's tech tip segment with what's Kevin been watching, and
Oh yeah. So what's Kevin been watching?
I watched the new Batman
Oh.
from beginning to end.
Condolences.
What? You what?
You like it? Was it good?
I liked it. It was very good, and I loved the pacing of that film. It was like almost 3 hours long, and it wasn't bad at all, man. I love the way they paced it.
Yeah.
It was an
Batman
action
was that?
movie. What's that?
Which Batman was this?
It's the latest one.
The latest one that came out?
It's called
Yeah.
The Batman.
Mhm.
The Batman.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that dude can act or not. I think he's a pretty good actor, but the way they did it and the way they had him more or less just kind of like standing there and looking the way Batman looks in a lot of the scenes.
Mhm.
You don't have to be a spectacular actor. You don't have to be Russell Crowe or anybody to pull that off. And plus, anybody that's a fan of the comic books knows Batman was a detective first. Like Batman came from Detective Comics, and he quote unquote the world's greatest detective, and they actually introduced that a lot in this film, which
Nice.
was cool to see. And I didn't care, they didn't push global warming or anything bullshit. They kind of mentioned it once, but whatever, I think. And I like the guy that plays Commissioner Gordon. He was the American agent in the latest set of Bond films. I like him. He's a good actor. And yeah, it was a good film.
Nice.
And then I watched something silly from 1983 the other day, some silly alien movie. It was one of Jack Palance's last films or some shit. It was pretty good. I don't even remember the name, but it was a stupid freaking movie. But so don't watch that. If I can remember the name, I'll let you know. But don't watch that one. But go see Batman. All right, Ian. Better get a tech tip next week.
I know. What do we pay?
I know. Well, I'm not working as crazy as I was this past week, so
Alrighty then.
I got an idea for one. Just got to type it up
All right.
Okay, sounds good.
and make sure it's Andy proof.
Oh, that's the hard part.
Oh yeah.
That is the hard part. I don't think anything is Andy proof.
No.
All right. So what's next?
All right, news and announcements.
All right. We got any news?
And announcements.
All right, what do we have?
Well, the first thing we got on the list here is the 7th annual Free Fall RC Heli Fest.
Wait, is it the 7th?
We have a date for that.
Yes. Hopefully they get hopefully it gets approved. But
It's
yeah,
going to tentatively be at Allen's Airfield.
Yes. Well, no, it's
July-
definitely at Allen's Airfield, but yeah, July 29th. Yep.
29th and through the 31st.
Nice.
Wow, man.
Yeah, we wanted to do it earlier. We actually have it sanctioned already. I put in a request to get the dates changed. I sanctioned it for May 27th through 29th. I didn't realize that's Memorial Day weekend.
Oh.
So, with families and people going on trips and stuff, I was like, we're not going to do it that weekend. And then basically June didn't really work out as well. So we ended up, Rob and I decided that, we're going to have to do it late in July. So it is what it is. It's, I think, like 2 weeks before IRCHA, but, that's fine. Through IRCHA. It should be fine.
Who knows what my schedule is going to be like? I might even be in New Jersey that weekend.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, if you were in Jersey, would you be even able to come, or would it be like you're cleaning the house, packing shit up, like, doing shit?
I don't know. Yeah, it's all. I have
It's all
no
in the air,
clue,
right?
man. Yeah. Who knows? But that's a great place to have a fun fly.
Heck yeah. Yep.
That's a good time. I've had a lot of fun there.
Awesome.
So what we got next here? I put this in because I saw Chris Rybert's son Logan flew his first RC plane off the simulator, and I just saw tonight that also he posted a video that his daughter Haley also flew her first plane, and I watched the one where Logan was flying, and I don't know, how old is he? He's got to be like what?
5, 6.
6? Yeah.
He's a couple of years older than Hunter. Yeah.
So he's flying. Chris obviously took it off. It's it's I don't know what
The
kind of
Cub
plane
Scout.
it is.
It's a Cub Scout. Yeah.
Cub Scout.
Yeah,
That's
Scout
like a
Cub.
Bixler with wheels, right? Is that what that
Yep,
is?
basically. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Chris is great instructor, and he took it off. Obviously, had him on buddy box and was like, pull back a little bit, pull back a little bit. All right, turn left, or pull back a little bit, pull back a little bit. And that kid was flying it around, and that kid, the expression on that kid's face, like when he was done, was worth it, dude. It was amazing.
Yeah.
He was so happy. Like the kid was just like, you could say it's a really cute video. I gotta watch the one where Haley flies. But it's great to see, what's going on with Chris and his family.
That's awesome. Logan and Haley would make it the 4th generation of Ryberts to fly.
Right.
That's awesome.
His grandfather, his father, Chris, right, and now his kids.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
That's great.
He's killing it. And he was talking about that on Discord on Friday, and he was super excited to get them on the stick. So great deal. I mean, they got to fly for the first time, uneventful.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It was it's a good video. Like I said, real cute. You can see how excited Logan is, and awesome job, Chris.
Awesome. Yeah. Good job, Chris.
So next up on our list, we got congrats to Duncan Bosnian. Is it Bosnian?
Bosian, I think. Remember we saw him at Flight Fest?
Yeah, I do.
The one-handed TikTok?
2015.
What?
He's mode
2015.
1. He just goes one stick.
Yeah.
To aileron
That's
TikTok.
nuts.
Look it
And it
up.
was-
Do a Google video. There's him.
There's-
He'll raise one hand. And the helicopter sitting there doing it on TikTok.
Yeah, there's a video of him at Flight Fest doing that,
Mhm.
and like going behind one of the banners and coming back around and then
Yeah.
plowing it in.
And then plowing it in on the ground, doing like you
Yeah.
know like the smack stuff on the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, well,
That's
congrats to
funny.
him because he just joined the Theta Servo Factory team.
Ooh.
Nice.
So with that
team.
Mode 1 aileron TikToks, one-handed, he'll be
Mhm.
putting pressure on the Theta Cyclic servos.
Shooting for no hands.
Yeah, right. Losing mine. Awesome.
Yeah, congrats to him. He's a cool guy, good pilot. I know that was one of your favorite pilots when we started getting into it, Steve.
Mhm. Yeah. Awesome.
And last on our list, we have Luca from, Oxy and Lynx fame. Luca Inverness,
Inverness, yeah.
he is up and around. I don't know if our listeners know it or not, but he had a bad bout with COVID, and
He beat it.
He beat it.
Yes.
He definitely lost some weight because I saw some pictures of him. He looks a little skinnier than I'm used to seeing him, but yeah, he's doing good, and hopefully he'll get back to he's not going to sit around. I mean, he's
No.
probably running the show.
I mean, he's probably like freaking figuring out how to get that Oxy Flash out now,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad to hear that he pulled through. I know it was kind of kept, like, a lot of folks were kept in the dark about this. I knew he was not doing very well, to the point where like they put him in a coma and on ventilators and all that stuff, and some other like new experimental drugs and all this stuff. But he pulled out of it, and I'm thankful for that. He's
Yeah.
a really good guy in the hobby, man, and it would have been terrible to lose him this way.
Devastating.
Yeah.
It was similar to what John's sister, my son-in-law's sister, was going through with COVID. There was times where he was like, I don't think I'm ever going to see her again, like, because she was they induced a coma. They had her on like that heavy-duty ventilator machine, and she
Yeah.
pulled through too. So
Awesome. Good to hear.
yeah, but it's good to hear that Luca's up and around, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, like I said, I met Luca at IRCHA 2019, and he's not a guy to sit around. He was probably running stuff from his coma, He's probably giving orders out.
Oh, his wife was doing it though, and his wife was doing,
Nice.
was busy keeping the company afloat and keeping it running.
Oh,
I
I'll
heard.
bet.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so cheers to Luca. Thank God he pulled through. I'm glad. Really
Yeah.
happy that everything's okay with him. And for all the haters out there that thought that he might not make it, well, you know what? I'm glad he proved you wrong.
What? Who would they? Who
They
would
know
say
who they
such
are.
a thing?
They know who they are. I'm not
Oh,
even gonna go
man.
into that.
I
All
can't
right. So
believe
what's
that.
next for you in the hobby then?
What's next for you, Iaen?
Well, I've got tomorrow off, but like typical fashion, whenever I have 2 days off, it decides to piss rain for like 3 days. So I'm probably gonna be just.
There's gotta be like a clear moment of like, it's gonna be clear for an hour or two. Like, go fly.
Oh no,
Right.
it's like coming down. I can hear it
Yeah?
outside the window. It's just pouring. They're talking for like the next, 30, 40 hours. Like, oh, it's gonna be rain. It's gonna be shitty outside. So, I'm gonna be doing stuff here at home tomorrow. I might have to do a little bit of running around, but other than that, just work. Monday, everything goes back to normal because the kids are on spring break this week. So, everything I do, I've got them with me, and then of course, they're going to the babysitter on Thursday. I think the next possible chance I can fly, after work would probably be Monday, because my schedule is going to go back to the same. I'll work the day shift, and then after work pick up the kids, and then just go straight to the field. So I don't really have much planned. I'm working like all throughout the weekend.
Okay.
All right. I was gonna say, you got any wrenching to do?
Maybe. I suppose I could probably do some wrenching. I mean, I do have this Jeep sitting in the parking lot that now is finally gonna have some downtime.
Oh, just push that over a cliff, dude.
Yeah. That gas guzzling.
Fuck. Hey,
Nah, not
at
even the
least my
gas
gas
guzzling.
mileage is cut by half. So
I was just gonna say all the heartaches he's had with that thing.
True.
not too
You-
bad.
You put enough new parts on it, you probably sell it like new.
You won't get that new money for it though.
Yeah, can't you just can't you go as a used car get some cash for it?
I mean, yeah, if I put like 33s on it, and I mean, I'm sure I
Just
can get some decent cash if I put some crazy mods in it.
let's
But
go
then again, that's a lot
CarMax.
of money to spend. No, I'm just gonna fix what's going on with it, and I'll be driving the
Unload
Honda a lot.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. What am I
who's
gonna be
next?
doing?
Yeah, Kevin, what are you gonna be doing?
I'm probably gonna be getting some flying in. I'm gonna look at that 690 and see what's up with the tail, but I'm definitely gonna get some flying in this weekend. It's supposed to be really nice once again. I'm not tired of saying it. I freaking love Florida, and I'm gonna be out flying hopefully. Probably Sunday with
Yeah.
Mr. Shaw, who I'm sure I'll see something new that he's been working on all week.
You mean all year?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
all decade. Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. So that's about it. Not really doing much else. I'm on call this weekend, but that's only in the morning, so I'll be hanging for a little bit and then going flying, hopefully. What about you, Steve?
So my club's doing an indoor little fly-in from like 1 to 4 on Saturday, but I think I'm
Oh,
just gonna
that's
go
cool.
to I think I'm just gonna go to Club Field and fly there. Like it's fine to do the indoor stuff when it's cold and nasty weather outside, but
Yeah.
I mean Virginia here is like 70, 80 degrees during the day, so like and sunny, so why would I go indoors when I can fly a 700 or nitro outdoors? So yeah, I'll probably pass on that and just do the just go to the field and do some flying there. I do have a little wrench to do with my little tip over. So yeah, the front landing skid and the main grip arms, I got to get replace those, which I have in stock, so that's not a big deal. And I'm gonna start building up that raw since the Bixler is gonna be off my workbench now. I'm gonna start wrenching on that raw nitro HD. So I'm gonna take my gasser conversion and make it not back to electric, I guess, or just take the gasser frame and everything off. Because I want to have that motor sent out anyways, because I think it's damaged and causing a lot of vibrations. So I'm gonna take that 700 electric, top plate transmission and the boom and everything,
Right.
and drop that onto the raw HD frames. With my I have the Gold Edition 105 that's already in the mount and everything ready to go. And
Nice.
yeah, so I'll get that built and take some pictures of that build and stuff and go from there. But yeah, I do plan on flying this weekend for sure. And but yeah, not sure when, like where, but 1 or 2 days I'll go. What about you, Ian?
Ian already went.
Yeah, I already went.
Yeah. Oh, everyone went then, didn't he?
What about you, Andy?
Yeah, what about you, Andy? Oh, playing with some corn cobs. I see. Nice.
Jeez.
All right. Do we have any listener pipeline? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not loading that shit on here, so we're gonna do that next time.
I'm not Andy.
And I'm not Andy either.
If you left a message this week and we didn't play it because Andy's not here, make sure you call up this week and let Andy know how mad you are at him.
And how much he sucks.
For not showing up.
What
Not
the
me.
hell, man? What the hell, Andy? That's what we should be saying.
All right. Wait. So we don't have Andy. Did you guys do a wrap up last week?
I did Podbean. Yeah.
Did you use Facebook or any of that stuff, or?
I don't know. I think we do that, Ian. I don't remember. I don't know
Oh
if we
shit, I
looked
can't
at
remember.
Facebook or not.
Last week's a blur for me.
So shall we? Or I don't know. We want to skip for next week.
We can. I can do Podbean again.
Well, let's just go through. We'll blast through it. I don't think there's a lot of stuff, anyways. All right. Facebook likes. Yes.
Yeah, we definitely didn't do the likes.
Okay, I think we have 2 new likes here. At least no, we have 1 new like. Sorry. And this person's name is. Oh wait, let me first say how many likes we have. We have 1,392 plus 1 new like this week, or it was actually 7 days ago, so it was last week. Is Terry Music.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Terry. Okay, Facebook comments. What do we have?
Give me a sec to look that up. Facebook comments. I don't know if we did this last week. I think we did talk about Facebook comments last week also. I'll know when I see them, when they finally pop up here. Yeah, I posted some pictures of me. Let's see, going the distance. Yeah, because I talked about how Jamie Burkholder was talking about another podcast. He was fed up with us last week. So, yeah, going the distance, we had Jamie Burkholder once again with a comment saying, "Holy crap! I thought it was Friday because you released this episode today. Imagine my disappointment when I figured out it's Thursday." And Steve, you said, "Jamie, blame Andy or thank Andy? Take your pick."
Blame or thank Andy. Yeah, take your
Yeah. And I think there's another comment by Bill Anthony. Bill Ann, who said epic early release.
Yes, and I forgot. I spoke to Bill too. He called me as well. So thank you, Bill, for the call. I appreciate it. And Kevin did too, just to, I know you called me too, Kevin. So thank you guys for calling me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't want to call and bug you if you were hurting too bad.
Actually, you called me, Steve. Because I had sent you a text that morning saying, "Hey, dude, I don't know what's going on, but if you need anything, let me know." And because it was kind of mysterious, you were like, I can't make it.
So no. What did I say? I didn't say I can't make it. I said something a little bit further than that.
It was something like, "I'm gonna sleep this one off."
It was something. Well, you mean texting us that night?
Yeah, I said, yeah.
You didn't say, "Oh, I hurt myself" or anything. It was just like, I don't know. It's just something to where it was. I thought it was a little bit like I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I said, "Hey guys, I can't make it tonight. Just had a small accident and I need to rest it off. I'll explain later. Sorry, guys." That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay. Small accident.
And then you're like, Steve's like, and then Kevin's like, "Steve, is tomorrow better for you?" I didn't even respond to this. This is my wife. She said, "No, I don't think this week's gonna work."
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's like it didn't matter. It was like the first 3 days was like the rough part of the breaking a bone like this,
So I posted a picture of me heading out early, 7:30 a.m. to Miami. Dwayne Six said, "Have a safe trip, have fun." Daryl Thorpe said, #send it, Kevin. And I said, "Daryl Thorpe, thanks. Hell yeah." And he said, "Did it send?" And I should answer him, but I can answer him now by hell yeah, it sent. #hell yeah. I don't know. I had fun, and I was getting some good flights in with the Oxy 5 for sure. My mom said yes. I don't know, Mom. Mike Welch said, "Have a good time." Mark Ritchie asked who was driving. I said the Jeep. And John Titus said, "Enjoy." I said, "Thanks, John." And then I posted some pictures from the event. Not a lot, maybe like 9 pictures. Got some comments on that. Jared Mincy said, "Good to finally meet you, Kev." Kevo. Smith Milk said, "Good to see you." Mike D said, "The fun fly was cool, but I may now have some hearing loss." Wait, what? And John Titus asked me about the mechanics on the Coast Guard heli. I had no clue. I just took a picture of it, and because I saw it sitting there, I didn't even ask the guy anything about it. But then I found a video that looked very similar. It was a 700 size that might have more details on it. But I think I saw that one fly. The other guy that I have a picture of that was flying that one like the size of a coffee table, that freaking thing, he was flying that a few times, man.
Yeah.
That thing was huge, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. And there was another one there that I didn't take a picture of with the enclosed tail, like he had like 12 blade
The
enclosed
Benstrom
tail.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are cool looking, man.
I remember talking to Steve Baker, and he was explaining to me like how expensive that part actually is. That tail part, like it's ridiculously expensive.
There's so many blades too, and they have to
Yeah, and they have to all pivot. Like
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That was a change pitch, right?
fair, yeah. But a good event. And that was it on Facebook that I saw. Did you guys see anything? I don't know where else we.
I posted a thing about what do you guys think? Quick and dirty review on 3 Flybros with integrated RX available for pilots today. Futaba CGY 760 versus Spirit Jetty. Spirit GTR / Jetty versus V-Bar. Kyle Gaines says a lot of people would learn from it. I know I would. Darren Ween says sounds good to me. You could probably review all 3 each with their own episode, then do a 4th comparison episode before Telerotor gets their next review out.
Oh shit!
Oh damn.
Nice.
And then Matt Colvin says he might get done first, and then Justin White said, "Oh snap." And Anders, I don't know how to say his last name because he has like a little thing on us. Stallis, I guess. Says, sound good. Please consider all aspects of this hobby, not only focus on the 3D crowd like F3C scale, etc. Example for F3C, Futaba offers huge tunability for the type of flying, even a dedicated F3C model. Well worth a mention in a test like this. Just my 2 cents. Cheers. And I did my sole purpose of this was not only to do 3D, but it's also to do the F3C stuff. So the model that I'm gonna install it on is my F3C Black Thunder model that I'm using. So I wrote, yes, sir. This is going on the Black Thunder. I plan on doing some precision F3C stuff, plus a bank for some 3D. So my plan is to do both. How hard is it tuned for 3D and how hard is for F3C? How do they fly in each type of flying? And he said, thanks. Darrow Thorpe said, I'm curious with a monocle looking thing, emoji. And then Sam Larson said, funny Steve, Larson, sorry. So funny Steve, I just set up my Jetty radio with the Spirit and Oxy 3. I said, nice. Once I get my setup, I'm gonna hit you up so we can talk about it. And he said, very cool. So yeah, so that should be.
That's good to hear though. That Sam's like got an Oxy 3 and is well, yeah, I remember him flying a helis from time to time.
I thought he had V-Bar though. Was I mistaken? I know Kevin Johnson had V-Bar.
Kevin, yeah.
No. He was Jetty, or wasn't he Open RX or something? He was like
yeah. Like now.
What the hell is that called? The Tyrannus or
Tyrannus?
the FR Sky? No, FR Sky or Free Sky. He had like the X10 or something like the. I thought. I don't know, Sam. If you listen to this, let us know which radio did you have before the Jetty. I thought it was the Free Sky X11 or Horus or one of those weird names that they had for those radios. Cool. I think that's all we have. What do we have for listener posts?
I don't know. We got any listener posts? That's usually not my department.
Listener posts? Yeah, give me a second. I can try looking up. I know we have Chris Rybert. He posted that video, right? That's definitely... yeah.
Of his daughter flying?
So, yes, Chris Rybert, I am on cloud 9. My grandfather and father got me into flying RC when I was 6 years old. RC has been a passion of mine for the past 37 years without ever taking a break, and I've dreamed of the day when my children become 4th generation RC pilots in our family. I'm proud to say that day has come today. Logan and Haley have been testing the waters with the sim on and off for the past month. With my guidance and the help of the Aero Scout, that's what that was, the Hobby Zone Aero Scout, Logan completed his first buddy box flight today. Super proud dad moment for sure, man. Once the kids master the Aero Scout, I've been in both their own willy-nillys playing. Nice.
Oh wow!
Right into some balsa kits, huh? What about a helicopter? Let's see here. 2 hours ago, Haley completed her first Buddy Box flight today. Both kids in the same week. I am so proud of them. So, yeah, you got 2 videos up here. Definitely check them out. They're in the Facebook, what is this called? The community page of our page. So, yeah, go check that out. All right. People Podbean.
Yeah, people of Podbean is person of Podbean. George Papa Giorgio started following us. That was it. That's all I saw on Podbean. Yep.
All right. Do we have any comments?
That's not my area either of expertise.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So let's see here. Did you guys didn't do Podbean last week, right?
No, I just did.
Okay, so I'll go back 14 days or less.
Okay.
Jay Titus. So John Titus, thanks for coming, guys. Looking forward to seeing you again. And he responded to episode 282, Dragonfly 2021. 7 days ago, Grey Eagle Jr. for episode 316, IDK, which concerning C responses, and all in caps, like yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. I don't appreciate it. 7 days ago, Grey Eagle Jr. says, yes, Eagle Jr. What the hell is this word? Contenation? Untenaation? I don't know what that word is.
I don't know either.
Nah, I'm stumped on that one.
And that was for episode 316. Grey Eagle Jr. 7 replying back to 316. Hunted, but unsure some creepy foundational of SCP.
What the hell, man?
What the hell, man? Grey Eagle Jr. 7 days ago replying to that says, yes, indeed they were. Told me was Funfly until full-scale patchy goat. 7 days ago, Grey Eagle says, Inc. INC, like incorporate, Inc. Oh, and then he responds again, in consternation. Oh my God, he makes up these weird words. In conclusional SCP Foundation of Scary No Like the Eagle, Funfly, Apache, Airwolf, Scary, help, please help. Bad face. Okay, and then 6 days ago, he responds, Tokyo, Las Francisco, York, that Texican.
What the hell, Grey Eagle?
What the hell, man? Don't make any sense. All right. Thanks, Grey Eagle and John, for leaving those comments.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, iTunes review.
We have an iTunes review.
Holy shit, we have an iTunes review. I'm actually going to do the outro today then.
And Andy's not here, though. Should we read it?
Oh, then I'm not going to do the outro today then. Let's save it for Andy.
I think we should. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't get these often, and it's nice that we're all here when we do them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening. No, I'll do a little bit of the outro. Drop us an iTunes review. Come on. We like these iTunes reviews.
We'll read it on the next episode if everybody's here, Andy.
Yeah, if everyone's here.
Yeah.
Email us at
Andy.
free4rc@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Check out our webpage, Flight Test Forums. You know all the spots. Follow podcasters. I think there's only like 2 left. Heliheads podcast.
Heliheads.
Yeah, who are they?
Dude,
I don't really know anymore.
Heliheads, dude. Listen, I was, in all seriousness, I got to stop the show like dead in its tracks and read you the text message I sent to Kevin McGrady, because I was listening to their show, dude, and he knocked it out of the park. Like, and I even talked to a couple guys
Which one,
at the
ESE
Fun
one
Fly.
or the, which so,
This their latest one.
the ESE one?
I don't know whatever one the latest one is. 66, I think they're up to.
Did you talk about ESEs with Cliff or not?
No.
That's probably the last one then, where they're talking about drama in the hobby and stuff.
Yeah, episode 66. Yeah. I don't know if that's the episode number. I don't know if that was, if their main focus was drama, but no, they knocked it out of the park. And like I was saying, I was talking to a couple
That's
really,
the kitchen sink one, right?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
talking to a couple really respectable guys at the Fun Fly, some of the best pilots that you'll ever see. I won't mention any names, but and they were kind of like saying the same thing, you know, like we shouldn't have thick skin to be in this hobby. To go out and have fun on the weekend, you
No,
shouldn't
it's a
have to
hobby.
have a thick skin.
No.
You know?
I agree with that wholeheartedly too.
Yeah.
Like, if you think you need to have thick skin in the hobby, then you're an asshole in the hobby.
Yeah, and they were talking about keyboard warriors, and there's a lot of that stuff that goes on.
Yeah, fuck
I
them.
mean, as you
Fuck
can
all the keyboard
imagine,
warriors. I don't give
it's
a shit about any of them.
it's insane. Well, you can't duck them. You can't get rid of them anymore. They're
The way-
everywhere.
No, I don't fuck with people that like are negative in the hobby.
No, I don't even like.
You know,
We were talking about not engaging last week or whatever, or 2
I
weeks
just block
ago.
them. I don't care. They will not be part of my life or part of my Facebook life if they fuck with me. I just block them. I don't care.
But dude, he had one sentence that like resonated with me, and really was perfect in the way he summed it up. He said, what we do in this hobby is a gift, and the friends we make are gold. And
Yes.
I totally agree with that. I couldn't have said it better. And I don't know whether he thought about that for a long time or if that just came right out of his mouth, but that was a perfect way to sum it up, man. And that was the way I felt, this weekend. Like,
Yeah.
the friends I have are gold, and I really missed the hell out of them when I had to leave, and the next day. And I'm thankful that I got to know all these great people in the hobby, man.
Yeah.
And that I still know 'em.
Another thing that he said that that kind of rang for me too is, when people say, well, they're ruining my hobby. They're ruining
Right.
my hobby. And to be honest, your hobby is your hobby, but this hobby is our hobby. It's everyone's hobby, and it's true. Like, you shouldn't be like that. You don't need to be like that. So, yeah, I mean, that was
It's
a great
your-
episode. I do.
It's
agree
your
with that.
hobby when you're in the backyard flying, but when
Yeah.
you're at a fun flyer, an event, or you're online, it's our hobby.
Online. Yeah. Whenever you're interacting with the community, it's the community's hobby.
Right.
Fine. If
Yeah.
you want to be a jackass and just go fly by yourself in your backyard every day and be alone, that's fine. Then that's your hobby. But if you want to interact with people and hang out or any of these Facebook groups and be a dick, then be a dick somewhere else.
Yeah,
Because you're
not.
gonna get blocked by me for sure. I don't care. I block people in a heartbeat if they fuck with me because I don't need that shit.
No.
Like, I don't need people fucking with me at all when all I do is want to have fun in this hobby. It's a hobby.
Right. It's a hobby.
You know how many people probably got drawn away from this hobby and pushed away in this hobby because of people like that?
Yeah.
And this hobby is dying. It really is. We have some new blood here and there coming, someone like that Valentine kid from Fredericksburg and Noah Summers, it's coming up. Seems to be like an up and rising star these days, And like all these younger kids are getting into it, which is great, but how many more people could we have had or kept in the hobby if people were just nicer to each other? Nobody wants to be treated like a dick. Like, nobody wants to be treated like they're an idiot or they don't know something or
Right. You're an outcast. Yeah.
or an outcast, So
Right.
like, why would you treat someone like that, or to get a laugh, to get a chuckle out of someone else,
Or to elevate yourself. Yeah.
maybe that too,
Inflate
right?
that ego.
Yeah, inflate
Yeah.
that ego, or maybe you're so low with your self-esteem that you only feel better when you pick on someone else, and that's a bully, right?
Right.
So, yeah, no, I don't deal with that shit. Like, I have no qualms about that person blocking them, unfriending them forever. So, thick skin, sure. If you have thick skin, good for you. But like Kevin said, you don't need it. You shouldn't have to.
No.
Not right to expect that too. Anyways, great show, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got? Telerotor podcast.
Yep. Telerotor.
I don't even know if they're a podcast. I mean, a rotor podcast anymore.
Yeah. I think it's Telemoto, or is it like Teledouche now, or
Telemundo.
Telemundo.
No, I heard that they did a great episode on what to wear while you're on a motorcycle or something.
Mhm.
But I haven't heard it, so I don't want to say anything. I love those guys. Those guys
they're
are great
dissing
too,
on
man.
wool, I think. They're like,
Oh, okay.
you got to go Leica. You can't do wool. I don't know. I wear wool when I snowboard, and it's fine.
Yeah. It gets wet and it still retains its heat value. That's why everybody in the military wears it.
Yeah. But anyways, let's see. Skids Up. They released a podcast somewhat recently from 4 months ago, but
No, that's right, they did. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh man, is this going to be the one I'm waiting for?" Nope. It wasn't.
Okay. Let's see. Inverted Down Under. I think they're under, right? Like they don't podcast.
Are they doing a podcast? I don't even know. We should do an episode on all these podcasts to see who's around anymore.
Ooh.
When's the last time they put a show out?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Houdini RC Heli podcast. I think they're still around, right? I've seen Rich publish something recently, I think.
Okay.
And then there's all the planker ones. RC Roundtable.
Yep.
RC After Hours. I don't know. Are we going to the names?
Andre, no. We were doing it really quick last time.
Park Flyer podcast, right? I
Yep.
think they're still around. RC Plane Lab.
I'm sure Steve Wattenberg would know if they were around.
Oh yeah, Steve will let us know on all of them. Yeah, Steve, let us know which ones are still around, which ones are not. Let's update this list. And then all things that fly.
Yep.
Those guys are still around, right? I think.
I think so. Yeah.
I know this guy's still around. Check out Bill Ann's YouTube channel.
Check them out.
Where's that button?
Where's that button? There it is.
There it is. All right. Thanks to our listeners. Free your skies, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See you next time.
Bye,
Hopefully Andy's
everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Andy. Wait, where's Andy?
Wait, Andy's not here. Fuck that shit. I'm going to talk through this whole damn ending. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was giving you shit.
Oh, yeah. He hates when I do that. Awesome.
So what I bought this weekend was...
I did buy something this weekend.
Oh, shit.
And
Here we go.
maybe you guys will get some. Nah, I'll send you guys one each. It's not a big deal.